Now, the results of all this have been pretty positive. I'm not going to keep on going about my state like this, but I'm awful proud of Massachusetts. It used to be called Taxachusetts in jokes. We're doing better. Our tax rate is down. We're going to keep bringing it down, I hope, this year. I propose to bring it down yet again. We're going to do better and better, but we're generating large surpluses, as the Lieutenant Governor indicated. We're also seeing new jobs. We've added 37,000 new jobs since the trough, and our schools are doing pretty darn well. I was real pleased to get the report card back, the nation's report card it's called, the NAEP exams, where they test on 4 measures, 4th graders and 8th graders, English and math. And my 4th graders scored #1 in the country in English, and they scored #1 in math. And my 8th graders scored #1 out of all 50 states in English and #1 in math. First time one state scored #1 in all 4 measures. And this is the kind of commitment that Republican principles can deliver. Testing our kids, English immersion, supporting merit-based programs. These are the things that make a real difference for our kids. Now, long term, how our state does and how your state does is dependent upon great governors like Governor Sanford and Lieutenant Governor Bauer. But there's something more than that. We're going to have to look at what's happening in the nation. And I happen to believe that what's happening in the nation now is critical, and that there are changes going on in our world that will define us for many, many years to come. Some of you know the author David McCullough, who wrote that terrific book about John Adams. And the most recent one I think he wrote was 1776. Fabulous author, one of our great historians. I understand that he spoke recently at the White House, telling stories about the life of John Adams. And it's reported that after he spoke, someone from the audience raised their hand and said, Mr. McCullough, in all the history of this country, what has been the most critical 5-year period? And without hesitation, he said 2000 to 2005. These are critical times. And I believe they're critical for at least 4 major reasons, 4 major challenges that we face as a nation. The first challenge, of course, you know, the most immediate, and your sons and daughters from this great state are part of battling this challenge, is a challenge from the jihadists, those who are bringing a military attack on our country. I think many people in our country underestimate how serious this threat is. They imagine perhaps that they're just some wackos off in some cave somewhere, and they're going to want to set off a bomb in a shopping mall. And as awful as that is, they're a lot worse than that. This is a group of radicals who so distorted their faith as to believe that their responsibility is to gather all the nations that ever were Islamic and put them all underneath the caliphate, a religious leader, Osama bin Laden, to bring them all together, and therefore that they have to reconquer and regather those countries under the banner of Ummah, or this international caliphate. Now, they recognize that there's one thing that keeps that from happening, in their view, and that is the superpower of the world, the United States of America, that preserves the stability of the world. And that's why they want to crush the head of the snake and bring down our government and bring down our economy. Thank heavens we have a president in the United States who recognizes the true nature of this threat. Thank heavens we have a president Thank heavens we have a president and a Congress that recognizes that the best ally of those who seek peace in the world is a strong United States of America. And thank heavens we are protected by the bravest and most patriotic fighting men and women in the world.